Dripping Springs Natural Area is one of 5 trails located on Desert Peaks National Monument land near Las Cruces, New Mexico. This is a 1.5-mile in-and-out trail complete with restrooms, picnic areas, and a porta potty. My mileage was about 3.5 because I chose to do some of the off-trails. The Organ Mountains decorate the landscape with sharp peaks and dramatic rock formations. This area is rich in history and wildlife. Visitors can explore various ruins of buildings while encountering deer, fox, and many bird species. There's also lots of native plants to look at along the way. We're at Dripping Springs Trail in Las Cruces, New Mexico. It is absolutely beautiful out here. Wide open spaces for miles and miles. You can see that off in the distance. That's the city of Las Cruces. Miles and miles of wilderness. These 2 buildings are the equivalent of a gift shop. They would sell things like eggs, spices, general merchandise for people on the way to a very popular mountain camp back in the day. Old days, probably when people are traveling from east to west. But it says that we can't go in the building, but we can get close. Let's see. So we've hiked up to what used to be an eating hall for the horse-drawn carriages. At the end of the Dripping Springs Trail are historical ruins from days gone by. Colonel Eugene Van Patten applied for a homestead and funded the construction of these buildings in the late 1800s. He was a noted figure in Las Cruces. What you're looking at right now is the dining hall. For decades, his mountain camp and associated buildings thrived. Eventually, through failed business deals, he fell into bankruptcy and sold the land to Dr. Nathan Boyd for $1. Here's this that I showed you, and then there's the building behind it. Pretty impressive, right? Considering it's backed up against these mountains. I would see how this is a vacation destination. But just super cool stuff here. If you look over here, and this is a pretty steep, you can't see it in the video, pretty steep incline that we just went up. So those horses were working pretty hard. This is another historic site, Van Patten's campground base. It looked like this back in the day. And it says lots of social elite would come out here to camp. This is supposed to be, the area is called Dripping Springs, but as you can see, there's really nothing dripping. So you know how droughts ebb and in normal circumstances, there'd be some water to listen to. But yeah, so people, socially elite, students from New Mexico State, what have you, used to come out here, hang out, and have nice dinners, what have you. Historic site. But plenty of history out here adds to the ambiance of the area. It's very nice. And plenty of places to sit. At least probably 12, 15 areas like this during this 2.5-mile hike. Alright, so here's the descent downhill. You can see that spot over there. That's the visitor center, and that's where the car is parked. We went in there to pay for parking. At most state parks, parking is like $5. Went in there to pay for parking. They said this month, which is the month of May, it's free. If you wanted to come over here and check it out. They don't take debit or credit cards, just cash and checks. It's been a nice little trip. It looks like it's more than 2 miles. If you do some of the off trails and the little scenery areas, what have you, it turns into about closer to 3. Still not bad. I've seen a lot of older people My allergies acting up. Seeing a lot of older people, like 70s, you know, maybe even older, with hiking poles. Bring plenty of water. Although it's supposed to be about 85 degrees today in Las Cruces, when you go in the mountains, it's a good bit colder, 69 degrees. And the wind is just, you could just fly away. It's so refreshing and so breezy with the wind and the elevation, which is only 500 feet, by the way, in climbing. Very gradual climb. But with the wind and the elevation, it just, I'm not sure what this would look like later on in the summer, but it seems like this time of year was a good time to do something like this.